So we were able to get away with just replacing the middle exhaust of the GS. The manifolds were still good and the rear muffler, and we were able to salvage the oxygen sensors as well. Each one of those cat converters had a hole in it for the original. So after that, the mechanic changed all the fluids in the car, rear diff, transmission, oil, everything that you can think of. And so now I'm gonna start building it now that it's passed the safety inspection from the mechanic. But I still gotta go take it to get a smog and safety check for the DMV. So we gotta build this thing first and then hit them up. So I also had the brake rotors and brake pads replaced on all 4 wheels while I was at the mechanic. So you got new shim kits, new rattle kits, new pads, new rotors all around, just to make sure that this thing is safe. It was shaking around town at 35 miles an hour, so these brakes were toast. It's already 90 degrees out here, and it's barely 11 in the morning. So I'm gonna take this bumper off. I'm gonna start building it with a grill and everything. I'm gonna have to get the bumper repainted because the shop that did it, they didn't do such a hot job. You can see it's easily flaking off. And that's after 3 days of it curing, so they didn't lay it down correct. But regardless, I gotta build it because I gotta go to get a brake lamp check and smog check on the car. And I only got a certain amount of days to get it done. Got a lot of work to do, but I gotta take a bite out of the apple little by little to get this thing done. There she is. Damn, it's hot out here. Looks like I got someone here to help me. That's my quality control technician right there. She's just checking it out, make sure everything is all good. What's up, baby? There's the grill. They wanted $1,000 for this at the dealer, and that's because you got to get it pieced out with the emblem and the lower chrome, and then the main grill, and then the weather strip. But it ends up costing about $1,000. So I got this one on eBay for about $200 used. I just had to replace the weather strip because it was all messed up. So I'm gonna clean this off and see how it does and replace the new weather strip on top. Just got to remove those clips, put the new weather strip on, we'll be good. There you go, new weather strip. So of course I got all the original parts and bolts and clips. Just got to go through them and go through all these parts. And then go through all these. Fender liners, headlamps, more parts. Then there's the covers. These are for where the fog lamps are. It's a little trim piece that goes on each side, so it looks clean. You gotta do the fine details. You see there's a nut on the side here and a screw goes into, but it's rusted. It's only gonna get worse. And I got brand new ones. Then I got a bag of 10 of the zinced bolts. All I gotta do, just put it in there. It's fresh. At the dealership, they wanted $485 for each fog lamp, and I got both of them used. For $75 each. 75 each, and they're OEM. It's crazy how much they price gouge for the parts. It's crazy though, in the parts catalog, it shows that there's no part that goes on the other side of the fog light. And that thing is a bit loose. You can see it right there. So I'm gonna probably put some felt or foam around that in order to make it so it doesn't move around. Because the way it's gonna be set up, the fog light's gonna move back and forth. It's gonna vibrate while it's on the road. So in order to combat that, since there's no viable option from the dealership, you gotta get your own foam and cut them out and then put a little hole in the middle. Yeah, see, now that's much better. Now it won't move around at all. And then you just do the same for the other side. And you're good. Oh, that's great. These things are leaking water. You know, as we go along, we'll be cleaning all of the respective parts that are still good on this car when pairing it up with new parts. I got this madness to deal with right here. These are the bump stops for the hood that kind of make the gaps correct and the height and everything of the hood. You can kind of see it's all messed up. I was able to yank out the gaps a bit by hand manually to make it fit better though. So I just need to work on the height right now. And like I said, those bump stops were missing, so I'm just glad I got some new ones. You can see that's where they go right here. And this is the driver's side one. Then you go out to the passenger side right here, and you can adjust those accordingly and make the hood even on both sides. Here's a look at the engine. I cleaned it up a bit, try to get all that dust and crud out of there, make it look as good as I can for the meantime. I'm gonna start going after these bolts and replacing all the rusted bolts that are on the frame of the car. And you know, we're doing this because we want to make this car cherry again. See, we're good now. See, even nice and clean lines right there. On the other side too. See that? The width and everything and the height, it's correct. So I just got done pulling out the fender liner on the passenger side, and it's all torn up. Looks like rats got in here. I'm gonna have to clean it out, give you an idea of what it looks like, where the fender liner is supposed to go. It's not bad, looks like it did its job. Kept the corrosion out. Just finishing replacing the fender liner on the passenger side. Brand new bolts too, everything. Clips have been replaced, looking good. All right, so back at it again. I got both of the bolsters for the front and rear door cards. Those are the door trim panels on the driver's side. The foam all went bad, so I had to get a new roll and start, you know, putting it on there, get it right, to get the right thickness and everything. And here's the other side. This is what ends up happening. ends up deteriorating. So take a razor blade, pull it off, and then the adhesive part actually comes right off pretty quick. So I ended up doing this side. It's all nice and clean, and I cleaned the inside and outside of the part, so this one's ready to come back in. This foam right here is good, hasn't been giving me any problems. It's like 2 different types of foam that they used in these cars. The inner goes bad. So you just start with the corner right there, and you can just kind of, if you do it right, you know, you can back it all off in, you know, 1 or 2 tries, but you got to be really gentle. See, it's already starting to come off. Yeah, see that? It just literally falls apart. I'll do this with the camera. Yeah, see that? I got lucky with this one. Let's see. It's working out. Clean. So next thing up is the driver rear door. Got to put the door handle in, install that. I already got the driver front door. That's a 4-piece right there. So you got to line everything up. I cleaned it up temporarily. You can see that the little bit of leather got some scratches on it, but it's not that bad. It's a driver car. It'll clean up nice. I don't get it. They're the same part number, but literally the top one is longer, and I don't get it. Look. 53209-30290. 53209-30290. So I don't get it. That's weird. I got right here, got the pieces for underneath the car. I'm taking the old ones out. Some of them are shredded, and I'm just gonna put the other fender liner in, and the belly pan, and the stabilizer. Already got that little ventilation piece installed. It's the old one on the right and the new one on the left. These stickers are such a pain in the ass to get off. You know, other than a little bit of haze, it's pretty good. No stickers. You don't want to get it all over the wires. Just clear it out. And just wipe off the rest. You good. All right, kind of show you where we're at right now. I ended up replacing some bolts on the bumper bracket. I can't stand rusted bolts. So had to replace all of them. Then I got the gutter all cleaned out, cleaned some of the wires a bit. Didn't go too far into the wires because I didn't want to mess anything up. So you got some contact spray that we can spray in there and clean up the connector a little bit, get that good again. We can use some contact cleaner for that. And then you can kind of see the gutter. I dried it out best as I could. And just letting the air dry for right now, and then I'm gonna put in the new vent. So that's the old one right there. The flap was missing, and here is the new one. It's an original Toyota part. Finally got that liner out. Thing's trashed. Look a little bit underneath here. Just a little bit of dirt. It's not bad. You know me, my OCD kicks in. I have to clean everything. So check it out. That's the wheelhouse right there. That's the wheelhouse right there. And it's got a little bit of rust here and there, but that's to be expected with the age of this thing. It's not that bad. It's coming along, cleaning up pretty nice. Got most of the front end put together on it. I'm gonna have to take it to a body shop though and have them pull out a little bit of the radiator support on the left side. You can see compared to the right. So other than that, I couldn't take that out with a slide hammer, so I gotta have the pros do that one. The professionals. Feels like it's taking forever. But that's where we're at. Be driving that baby soon. I had to share this one. There's the cabin filter. And a rat got in there and started chewing on it. It got the corner of the tray too. So I wonder if they were chewing on any wires in the dashboard. Damn those rats. And then got the new cabin air filter right here. It's a nice charcoal one, so it'll filter out the odors as well. And then there we go, just put it back in. So since I've been working in the garage and outside, I've been bit up all the time. You can see that. My legs are all screwed up. So I gotta start dousing with this. Man, it's hot as hell out here. Gotta figure this out and finish it. All right, so it's about 7:15 and I got most of it done. I got the weather strips for both fenders put in, the sight shield, got the fender liners. I got some issues with the car, but it needs to be taken to a frame shop and straightened out a little bit. It's just off by about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch on the driver left side of the rear body. So I pretty much got it done now. It's drivable. I just need to get the rear bumper on the car. I got all the liners put in on all 4 wheels. I got all brakes all around. So new rotors, new pads, shim kits, fitting kits, all that stuff. So the last thing to do is put the rear bumper on. You can see the other side's already done up. It's good to go. I pretty much replaced as much OEM parts as I could on this car to get it fresh again. So that's a trunk switch. They usually melt on these older cars. I got a new one from the factory, so just gotta install it. It's not too bad, you just gotta get that little cover off right there and you're good. Man, I really opened up a can of worms. So you gotta remove this finish panel, you know, the one that says Lexus GS 460. You gotta take that off, and then you gotta take out all the bolts and then gently loosen the clips so you don't break them. And you can see the lock cylinder, you know, that thing's all dirty. It's a real mess. Then I gotta clean up all this too. You know, I can't just put it back together. I bet if you take it to the dealership, they'll charge you $1,000 to change the switch, and they wouldn't even clean up any of the stuff here. I'd be willing to bet you good money. So making some progress on this trunk. I got the switch out. Look at that thing. It's a mess. You know me, I gotta clean it up. Man, they really Mickey Mouse this thing. Pull that thing all the way out. Oh man, they put Dum Dum all over it. See, it's a Toyota part. It's upside down. Of course, the foam and the tape, all that stuff is bad. Those inserts, look at that. So might as well just overhaul it while I'm in here. Put new tape here, try to clear that out. I know it's overkill, but you know, it's my car. I want to show it some love. So it looks like the foam kind of just wraps around this little armature here. So we'll take that old foam off. You see that foam right there? It's kind of gone, so we're gonna replace that. It looks like it just wraps around this little plastic piece, provides some insulation. So I have some of that. We'll replace that and clean it up, get it good again. It looks like at some point this car had a visitor. So I'll give you guys an update where I'm at with it. I replaced the screw in each license lamp, and I have a brand new nut cert on each side of the bracket. These are original Toyota parts. I ended up cleaning the lenses and the whole bracket, and the clips are still in good shape. There's a helicopter out there. Wonder what's going on. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I replaced the foam as well. You can see the foam is brand new, so create a good seal on there. Only thing I need to do is put a little bit of tape on these nut certs so they don't vibrate, so they'll match. You can see there's the new switch right there. It's an original Toyota part, so you can just put that in there and feed the line through, and then just clip them in on each side. Here's a quick look at it before I install everything. And then I'm going to put those two caps in. I just need to clean them. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. It's not perfect, but here it is. It's much cleaner than it was before. You can see I got the areas where all the Dum Dum was from the original switch that was melted. You got some paint that's worn off, that's normal. License plate goes over that. So I cleaned up the tail lamps as best as I could without getting water inside the lens. And I already put the other one in, clean that one. It's all coming together. Got everything bolted up now. Just got to put a little trim piece back, and I got some new clips for that one. I do need to find covers for the screws on the switch because the other ones are just gone. I went ahead and replaced the gas cap. Here's the old one. And there's the new one right there. And I cleaned the pocket and the door and got that all clean. So it's good again. Alright, so I got it pretty much done and got the bumper all fastened down. Had to make some adjustments because of that paneling back there underneath the bumper. Some of the metal need to be pulled out in order for the bumper to fit properly. So that's where we're at. So I'll fire it up tomorrow and do some final testing, and then Monday I'll get it over to the smog and safety check in the morning.